वैराग्य विद्या निज भक्ति योगा शिक्षार्थमेक पुरुष पुराना श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य शरीर धारी कृपाम्बुदीय तमहं प्रपद्ये मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारणम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, warm welcome everyone. So we continue our study of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Those of you have joined online, thank you very much. And we are here from Karuna Bhavan in Scotland, ISKCON Scotland. To be more precise, in Gauranga Hall in ISKCON Scotland, Karuna Bhavan. And there's some devotee friends who are joining in person and some devotee friends joining online. So thank you very much for encouraging us in the study of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and actually helping me find more relish in the message of Bhagavad Gita, more inspiration, more appreciation, more and more appreciation in the study of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So we discussed yesterday Bhagavad Gita 12.19, 8 till 11 actually. And I had this question in my mind yesterday, but I didn't ask, and sometimes I feel maybe I'm asking too many questions, question after question. I'm sorry about that though. So kindly help. What do you think is the most powerful, is the greatest strength, power, most powerful energy in this universe? The greatest energy, the greatest, most powerful energy in this universe. Think of it, and we'll try to discuss this further in the class. And we read like 12.8 precisely say, if I may say in a summarize from Krishna, is again saying that invest your mind and intelligence in me, and by this you will always live in me without any doubt. But if you struggle to do, then what? Mm, if you struggle to do that, then it's not like the end of the world. Atha chittam samadhatum. Na saknosi mai stiram. Atha chittam samadhatum. Chitta is we understand consciousness, samadhatum to fix. Na saknosi mai stiram. If you are not able to stabilize kind of your consciousness upon me, then abhyas yogena tato. By the practice of regulative devotional service, ma ichhaptum dhananjaya. Hmm? Desire, develop this desire to attain me. Somewhere in this the answer lies somewhere, not directly, but somewhere, sort of a bit of a hint, say. Uh, Very crude hint though, but yeah, we'll see. So by practicing regular regulative devotional service, a desire would come about to attain Krishna. And again, this is the highest. See, Krishna consciousness just by desiring to attain Krishna, that is what is required. Just the desire to bring about the desire to attain Krishna. Uh, In societal dealings, having desire just by having desire doesn't help. Mm. Just having desire does not help in material dealings, because like I may desire something, I may desire to go abroad and study, I may desire to have such and such job, such and such house, such and such car, dress, and all. And that desire has to be facilitated by my karma, and I have to really work out for it. And it largely depends on my fortune and my karma. Should I be getting it or not getting it? If something is there destined to me, then even though I do not have to work for it, things will come about. And if something I am not destined, then howsoever I may work, things won't work out. Sometimes happens, it could be such a troublesome situation, but I am at peace. Or sometimes Nothing is a problem, but I feel very stressed out. I feel very stressed out. So whatever our karmic quota is there, we are our fair share, we are due to get, we are going to get it. But practicing spirituality gives us an option to come completely karma free from now on. From now on, completely karma free. Practicing Krishna consciousness, spirituality. So Krishna is saying that by develop that desire to attain me, uh, by practicing devotional service in regulation, develop that desire to attain me. So one need not be able to do 16 rounds. There are very few actually who from 0 to 16 rounds picked it up. There are devotees, but not so many in my understanding who went from 0 to 16 straight away. So, and it's not like, okay, if I don't do 16, then it's like end of the world. No, but somewhere we make a start. Somewhere we make a start. Uh, and that will help us little bit. Whatever we do will help us furthermore, furthermore, furthermore. So, and if we cannot do devotional service in regulation, then at least we assist with those who are practicing devotional service. If we spend time with devotees, we assist, we somehow understand, do whatever bit we can do. If we cannot do even that, then at least let me free myself from result mentality or from this doer mentality, and gradually I can make my way up further up. So keep this question in mind for now, and sometime during the study today we'll try to share more insights into the question. Question being, what is the most powerful energy in this universe? And we begin. Any thoughts, question, or comments, or if anyone has to anything to say on this question. Otherwise, we start from uh, chapter 12 and text 12 onwards. Okay, so I'll share my screen and we do chapter 12, text 12. And I will ask Puneet Prabhu to read the translation, uh, and maybe Alessandra can read purport. श्रेयो हि ज्ञान श्रेयो हि ज्ञानम् अभ्यासाच् ज्ञानाद् ध्यानं विशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागात् त्यागात् शान्तिरनन्तरम्. Pro read translation.
If you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation. And better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action. For by such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind.
As mentioned in the previous verses, there are two kinds of devotional service: the way of regulative principles and the way of full attachment to love to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For those who are actually not able to follow the principles of Krishna consciousness, it is better to cultivate knowledge, because by knowledge one can be able to understand his real position. Gradually, knowledge will develop to the point of meditation. By meditation, one can be able to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead by a gradual process. In the cultivation of knowledge, there are processes which make one understand that one himself is the Supreme. And that sort of meditation is preferred of one unable to engage in devotional service. If one is not able to meditate in such a way, then there are prescribed duties as enjoyed in the Vedic literatures. For the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras, which we shall find in last chapter of Bhagavad Gita. But in all cases, one should give up the result of fruits of labor. This means to employ the result of karma for some good cause.
In summary, to reach the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the highest goal, there are two processes. One process is by gradual development, and the other process is direct. Devotional service in Krishna consciousness is the direct method, and the other method involves renouncing the fruits of one's activities. Then one can come to the stage of knowledge, then to the stage of meditation, and then to the stage of understanding the Supersoul, and then to the stage of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One may take either the step-by-step process or the direct path. The direct process is not possible for everyone. Therefore, the indirect process is also good. It is, however, to be understood that the indirect process is not recommended for Arjuna because he is already at the stage of loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord. It is for others who are not at this stage. For them, the gradual process of renunciation, knowledge, meditation, and realization of the Supersoul and Brahman should be followed. But as far as Bhagavad Gita is concerned, it is the direct method that is stressed. Everyone is advised to take to the direct method and surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Hare Krishna. Translation: if you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation, and better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action, for by such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind. Hare Krishna.
Jai. So Krishna consciousness is very universal. It is open for everyone. It is not a closed-minded or a closed-minded approach like we were discussing yesterday, right? Can anyone come up with a genuine reason that for such and such reason I cannot practice Krishna consciousness? Any single person, no? The world population is what, 8 billion something, huh? Can any can anyone say one single genuine reason for which one cannot practice Krishna consciousness? In my understanding, there is no reason for anyone to not practice Krishna consciousness. Unless we have another belief, Alice says. Huh? But see, the belief, whatever belief is, essentially Krishna consciousness is what? To invoke unconditional, unmotivated love for God. Now, there are many revealed scriptures. There are some revealed scriptures, but although revealed scriptures, but in them, there's like some limitation of knowledge if we do some comparative analysis. Yet, if someone, uh, whatever beliefs say for that matter, as long as one is being transparent, as long as one is being honest, not duplicate, and as long as one is freeing oneself from self-obsession and channelizing one's energy in the dormant love for God, for Krishna, then it's fine. Yeah, that is what is Krishna consciousness. To free oneself from any iota of self-obsession and to cater only to the joy of Guru and Gaurang, to cater only to the joy of Radha Krishna, to think only of the joy. And it is not like some dry meditation. It's not like something in the thought. No, it is. See this chapter, Prabhupada titles this chapter as what? Devotional service. Now, in every nook and corner of India, we'll find devotion. From South India to North India, everywhere, like, and many parts like outside the world as well. But I must admit, I must say, like, the Vedic culture, the Vedic roots sprung from the political lands in India, and throughout India, we'll find devotion, even now for today. But that discretion or discrimination, that proper in Hindi, it's like Vivek, that is a bit missing. So Prabhupada is like devotion is something like we say this, what? It is good to have sentiments. It is very good to have sentiments and devotee sentiments or devotional or sentiments in general at a human platform. But it is not encouraged to be sentimental. That is not encouraged. Sentiments are good to have, but one need not be sentimental. So devotional service means acting, something in practical, something actually doing something about it. Uh, Philosophy in practice, not just in words. Not just like, okay, one has a good brain in terms of remembering things and he remembers everything, Bhagavad Gita. It's more like understanding the essence, the spirit of Bhagavad Gita, which is to love and serve Krishna, taking responsibility, taking ownership, doing something. So it's a practical engagement in that sense. So no one actually can come up with any genuine reason in my understanding. If someone has a genuine reason, and then please kindly share and express. I struggle to understand if there could be any genuine reason for one to not practice Krishna consciousness. And excuses, millions. And excuses stem from where? From the weakness of mind. More from the weakness of mind. From mind being giving us mm, excuses in the form of reasons to not practice Krishna consciousness. And the ultimate way to come out of that is taking good association. There are many other things one can do uh, to get strong characters here, to have a strong character of mind. But the most important is like the most powerful is association, inspiring association. And here Krishna is saying, look, as we were discussing yesterday, so much of say meal deal Krishna is giving, isn't it? Like if you if you cannot do this, do this. If you cannot do that and all, we do not know how much love is there, how much Krishna loves us unconditionally. And also we do not know how much love we have got in our heart for Krishna and for say world in general. We do not know. And when we start practicing Krishna consciousness, then we realize, okay, wow, what love means and how much Krishna is looking after me or caring for me. No one should ever feel that I'm alone. I'm lonely or alone. No, even though in isolation or whatnot, none of us are alone. Krishna is there with all of us throughout, guiding us, watching us, inspiring us, certainly listening to us, witnessing us. Even now, we are doing the study of Bhagavad Gita, and Krishna is present. Yes, Krishna is present in the study. He is listening. Krishna is watching. And when we log off, Krishna would still be present, listening and watching. And when we go to bed, Krishna would still be present, listening and watching. When we wake up also. But we have to, this is again not something on the theory platform. We have to come to this realization. And how would we come to the realization? By studying the words of Bhagavad Krishna himself, Bhagavad Gita, by chanting his holy names, by putting it into practice. Better than knowledge, he says, is meditation. Better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action. For by such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind. It is two very strong things which are blocking us, which are entangling us. One is what? The doer mentality, kartapana, that I am the doer, I, independently thinking of Krishna, I am the doer. And another is what? This if I consider myself to be the doer, then surely I would want to be the enjoyer. I would act as an enjoyer. Hmm, surely. And these then bind us all together. If I consider myself to be the doer, next thing is becoming the controller, possessor, say, and then wanting to enjoy. And Krishna consciousness teachings is what? How can I transform myself from doer mentality to a instrument mentality, say, instrument oriented? And we know someone who is possessed by a ghost. hmm? Now, someone who is possessed by a ghost, say, he or she maybe can sleep for long, long hours, long, or can talk for long, long hours, uh, or eat way too much, because possessed by ghost. Now we know the person, it is not the person him. He's occupied or possessed by the ghost. This is why he's eating so much. Otherwise, that's not his normal eating capacity. This is why the person is sleeping so much. Otherwise, that is not his normal sleeping capacity. Because he's possessed by ghosts, this is why he's speaking so much. Otherwise, that is not his normal speaking capacity. So, as in, he's an instrument in the hands of the ghost. Likewise, we just pray to be an instrument in the hands of Krishna. Then so result free, and we will perform much better. We'll perform way much better when we act as an instrument in the hands of Krishna. And this is something one can realize in book distribution. When one engages oneself in the service of book distribution, one naturally wants to act as an instrument. And one naturally would say, okay, no, it's no good being the doer. And the joy of book distribution, that joy is like beyond description. Say. So these are very binding us, entangling us. This doer mentality and then the enjoyer mentality. And in Krishna consciousness, it is not like that I do not do. No, still do. We yet carry on. And we do even furthermore. Uh, but not consider ourselves to be the doer. We just want to be an instrument. Krishna works through us, works from us, and the mission uh, is huge. Prabhupada did lots, and there's lots to be done. The current generation has to do lots, and the next generation for them, always an impending task, the mission to practice Krishna consciousness, to preach Krishna consciousness. But we'll experience this is the purpose of knowledge as well, right? Purpose of knowledge, purpose of meditation, purpose of renunciation, to renounce this doer mentality and to renounce this enjoying mentality. And that doesn't mean that we do not do and we do not enjoy. Our enjoyment is more of a vicarious nature, as in via giving enjoyment to Krishna. No, no, we chant the holy names means what? We serve the holy name. uh, we not try to exploit or use the holy name. Just like this is a one those who have the experience they can say, and this is a known thing. Parents, when they see their children eating, they feel okay. My stomach is full. Mm. When the child is very young and mother and father feeds the child, and say they may not have enough money to buy, they say they have enough money to buy an ice cream just for the child. And when they buy the ice cream for the child and when they feed the child ice cream, the child relishes it. And the child eats more than the child, the parents find satisfaction. They feel so much of joy looking after the child and serving the child in that sense. So, likewise, when we chant more, when we read more, listen more, when we know more about Krishna, we'll know more and more about ourselves and we'll find more peace and joy. So our enjoyment is by Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam. Bhakti Ruchyate. When we try to serve the senses of Krishna, that is when we find more relish and enjoyment. So yeah, there is still the doer thing and there is still the enjoyer thing, but it's a purified doer, purified enjoyer at the spiritual platform, all in relation, in connection, in central to Krishna. Via Krishna and his devotees, we get enjoyment altogether. And we want to and this is what devotional service. Now service means what? To act, to do something, to act. So it is not a passive state. No, Krishna consciousness is not like an ideal passive meditation. It is a very active state, very active meditation. Okay, any thoughts, questions, or comments? Okay, let us read next. And I'm sure everyone, when we read this translation, this next, it will really, all of us will find it very sweet. Say, I am saying I find it very sweet always, and this can be our meditation for going out on book distribution or anything we do in life, anything we want to take up, or this could be our again. So many these slokas say in Bhagavad Gita, right? To make them as meditation or to make them as resolution. Wow, that this should be my resolution. uh, And it is good to have resolution and we engage Krishna in those resolutions. Krishna, this is my aspiration. I want to bring about this change. Kindly help me. Kindly help me. And as we involve more devotees in our lives, then it's even better. even better. And then we'll find what should be our vision, our aspiration, our resolutions. Okay, so we read next sloka, and maybe Lucy can read translation and Harsha can read purport. Huh? So I'll share on screen. Punit Prabhu, would you be okay to read just the Sanskrit? Okay, I will do this. अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्र करुण एव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारा समदुःखसुखशमे सन्तुष्ट सततं योगी यतात्मा दृढनिश्चये मयि अर्पितमनो बुद्धिर्यो मद्भक्तसमप्रिया.
One who is not envious, but is a kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor and is free from false ego, who is equal in both happiness and distress, who is tolerant, always satisfied, self-controlled, and engaged in devotional service with determination. His mind and intelligence fixed on me. Such a devotee of mine is very dear to me.
Coming again to the point of pure devotional service, the Lord is describing the transcendental qualifications of a pure devotee in these two verses. A pure devotee is never disturbed in any circumstances, nor is he envious of anyone. A pure devotee is never disturbed in any circumstances, nor is he envious of anyone. Nor does a devotee become his enemy's enemy. He thinks, this person is acting as my enemy due to my own past misdeeds. So it is better to suffer than to protest. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 10.14.8, it is stated, Tatte nukampam susamiksamano bhunjana evatma kritam vipakam. Whenever a devotee is in distress or has fallen into difficulty, he thinks that it is the Lord's mercy upon him. He thinks, thanks to my past misdeeds, I should suffer far, far greater than I am suffering now. So, it is by the mercy of the Supreme Lord that I am not getting all the punishment I am due. I am just getting a little by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, he is always calm, quiet, and patient, despite many distressful conditions. A devotee is also always kind to everyone, even to his enemy. Nirmama means that a devotee does not attach much importance to the pains and trouble pertaining to the body, because he knows perfectly well that he is not the material body. He does not identify with the body. Therefore, he is freed from the conception of false ego and is equipoised in happiness and distress. He is tolerant and he is satisfied with whatever comes by the grace of the Supreme Lord. He does not endeavor much to achieve something with great difficulty. Therefore, He is always joyful. He is a completely perfect mystique because he is fixed in the instructions received from the spiritual master. And because his senses are controlled, he is determined. He is not swayed by false arguments because no one can lead. Him from the fixed determination of devotional service. He is fully conscious that Krishna is the eternal Lord, so no one can disturb him. All these qualifications enable him to fix his mind and intelligence entirely on the Supreme Lord. Such a standard of devotional service is undoubtedly very rare, but a devotee becomes situated in that stage by following the regulative principles of devotional service. Furthermore, the Lord says that such a devotee is very dear to him, for the Lord is always pleased with all his activities in full Krishna consciousness. One who is not envious but is a kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself as a proprietor and is free from false ego, who is equal in both happiness and distress, who is tolerant, always satisfied, self controlled, and engaged in devotional service with determination, his mind and intelligence fixed on me. Such a devotee of mine is very dear to me.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, I find this very sweet, especially how it says, Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam. Dvesh is envy, and Advesh is not envy. So Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam, all living entities. So one who is not envious but is a kind friend to all living entities. See, unnecessary sometimes I think we humans we take pressure unnecessary amongst ourselves. On what to do in condition state it comes about. As in I go with this idea maybe I have to love everyone. Oh, that's completely not practical, and this is not what I'm meant to be actually. To love everyone, no, cannot love everyone. Also, to like everyone, to love everyone is completely impractical. To like everyone is also very impractical. It's not practical. No, I cannot like everyone. But at least I need not hate anyone. Yes, this is practical, this is doable, and we should do this. Yeah? We should not have envy towards anyone. Uh, no one should become the object of my hatred or envy for that matter. No. So Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam. Why? In Chaitanya Charitamrita Mahaprabhu says what? Jivere Samman Divo Jani Krishna Adhishtan. We can and we should give respect to each and every living entity, knowing what? That Krishna resides in them. Krishna is there, residing in his or her heart. Krishna is with him. He or she is also belonging to Krishna, potential pure devotee of Krishna, and doesn't or not just humans say animal body, plant body, water body, any body for that matter, living entity, and also respect matter because everything is Krishna's energy and should be used in the service of Krishna. So Adveshta Sarva Bhutana Maitra Karuna Evacha. That's then there will be like proper world peace actually. Universal brotherhood we speak a lot, right? But in order to attain universal brotherhood, the fatherhood first has to be sorted. That has to be become very clear. That I mean, see, does it not make a bit of a sense? If there has to be universal brotherhood, then the father has to be one only. We cannot have multiple fathers and then go on about universal brotherhood. Why is there hatred? Why is there chaos? Why is there anger, say, in society? Why is there conflict in society? Yes, in general. So Ellie says people react to the reflections they are being shown. What do you say, Lucy? So there is conflict in society because Lucy says people want to prove that they are right in their own way, in the correct way they are correct. Shall I say why there is conflict in society? There is conflict in society on those lines, like say, because everyone pretty much has a slightly different agenda, slightly or broadly different agenda. Uh, and this is why there is conflict within me also. Why there is conflict? Because my mind says something, my heart says something, my intelligence says something, and then there's a conflict. In geometry there is this concept of concentric circles. I believe it is called concentric circles. Maybe I can ask this as a question. Say, hmm, how can I draw three circles, say, on a piece of paper, and they do not cut each other? What do you say, Gopal, Harsha, Puneet, Christian, Lucy, Ali, Rachi? How can I
So the
draw?
center is
Hmm?
the same.
Sure. So Rachi says, well, three circles, na, a big page you can draw here, there, and they won't cut each other. Well, how can I draw 300 circles, say, in a page, in a paper? Small. How can I draw 3,000 and 300,000? Take a bigger paper. This. But Harsha said it right. Like, see, if the center is same, you can draw 300,000. How many? 3 million, 3 billion, or even 3. The center has to be the same, and then expand. Like in here we see, or one of the picture in the temple room, the center is Radha Krishna, and then expand from there. So if in society the common center is found out, there won't be conflicts. Hmm? There could be a bit of like my taste is a bit different, someone's taste is a bit different, likings and all, but there won't be any dissension. What does dissension mean? No, dissension is not like descending or coming down. As in, there could be arguments, or there could be not may not be arguments. There could be difference of opinion or some disagreement, but need not be hatred, need not be rivalry. Say, check it out. Huh? So if the center of my life is one, then life will be peaceful and happy. Likewise, if the center of a family is one, then family would be happy, one unit. Then, if the center of a street is one, then would be happy. If the center of a society, the center of universe is one, and Bhagavad Gita, we can easily find out that center. Through the practice of Krishna consciousness, we can check that center. Through japa, we can realize that center. So then there won't be any chaos or conflicts in society. Yeah? This is what, like concentric circles, right? One center, you can draw n number of circles, and no circle will cut each other. But otherwise, if the center is slightly shifted, two different centers could be close to each other, but if they are two, could be very close to each other. But if they are not exactly the same, there is bound to be conflicts, bound to be conflicts. So how to come again to this position that I hate no one? Huh? When I start loving Krishna. It sounds a bit impractical, it may sound a bit impractical, but this is the ultimate solution, falling in love with Krishna. This is the ultimate solution. This is the ultimate remedy. When I start loving japa, when I start loving Krishna consciousness practice, and it has to become naturally, I may have to force myself, push myself, which is another thing. I have to a bit gently encourage or push myself, but need not necessarily be like forcefully say. And when I practice, I can see the effect of it. So when I start appreciating, say, Krishna, appreciating devotees, devotee association, and loving Krishna, then gradually I can transform myself to the state wherein I hate no one, I dislike no one, I do not carry animosity. And look, how peaceful the heart will be then, how soft the heart will be. Forgiveness is very much spoken or is spoken in this world. Who benefits the most out of forgiveness? Gopal, Harsha, Puneet, others. Who benefits the most um, applying the principle of forgiveness?
The one who forgives,
The
the
one who
other.
forgives.
Yeah.
The one who forgives. The other may benefit, may not benefit how he takes and all, but the one who forgives, the one who gets kind of say out of his chest, he will find very lightweight. And I say this thing, in order to scale high, in order to go high in life, in order to scale high, go high, say traverse high, fly high in life, it is always best to carry lightweight. It is always best to carry lightweight. Just like in journey also, journey will is more calm and peaceful when we are have less luggage to carry, means less luggage to worry. Likewise, for me to advance in Krishna consciousness and advance in spirituality, the heart has to be very soft. Huh? The heart has to be very forgiving nature and compassionate nature. And one way could be I force myself, I do more introspection, more meditation, more reflections, and more of analytical study. And the sweetest ways, I chant the holy names of Krishna. I do strong japa. I do more and more japa. And I listen to Kirtan. I associate with devotees. The day I realize I belong to Krishna, I am Krishna's, I'm not this material body, I'm a spirit soul. And more than that, I'm a lover of Krishna. I have an eternal bond, a relationship of love with Krishna. And so does others. Then I can naturally come to a condition wherein I hate or envy no one. So this is how I can respect. And this is what Krishna is asking. Just if I can be respectful, not loving everyone, not liking everyone, no, and not like doing good for everyone, no. And how many we do we know people in person in this world? Not so many. So at least the people I know in this world, at least I aim that I not be envy against them, huh? And it says in translation like one who is free from false ego. What does that mean? Free from false ego. Is ego a good thing to have or a bad thing to have? Good. How is it a good thing? Ego is definitely a good thing to have, and ego can never be got rid of as such. It is the identity, na? Ego means what? Identity. Um, we can never, we can go in sleep, like in ignorance or in forgetfulness, but the identity is still there. And we have to come to the real ego, which is what? That I belong to Krishna. This is real ego. And when I see myself belonging to Krishna, say I own a house, huh? Yeah, this should be the mood. The house belongs to Krishna. Everything in the house belongs to Krishna. All the paraphernalia, furniture, almirah, everything belongs to Krishna. And me, I also belong to Krishna. My heart, body, mind, soul, everything belongs to Krishna. And Krishna in the altar in the house, who does he belong to? Krishna belongs to me. This is love. Huh? Everything in the house belongs to Krishna. My bank balance, uh, laptop, all possessions, whatever I have belongs to Krishna. And Krishna in the house, in the altar, who does Krishna belong to? Krishna belongs to me. We need to own Krishna, we need to possess Krishna, and that by love, out of love. Uh, so many places, right? Like, oh, ego dissolution, or having no ego, or I don't want to be an owner and all. No, we are more of caretakers in this world. Huh? And we should always remember that everything belongs to Krishna. So if everything comes from God, means everything belongs to God, then it makes kind of a perfect sense, isn't it? That everything then should be used in the service of God, to give pleasure to God, to in line with the will of the Lord. So maybe, so the question that what is the uh, strongest power in this universe? What is the greatest strength, power, energy, forces in this universe? So the highest, strongest force, power, energy in this universe is the will of the Lord. Is the will of the Lord, the desire of Krishna. Some of us might have read Bible, right? Some of us might have read Bible. I think in Genesis it says, right? The Lord desired, let there be light, and there was light. The Lord desired, let there be darkness, and there was night. And it says in Bible, like in 7 days the creation came about. 6 days, okay, the creation came about. Huh? And in Srimad Bhagavatam we see more actually the how bit, the how bit, how the creation came about and everything. So the most powerful energy, the force in the universe is the will of the Lord, the desire of the Lord. Krishna desired this war to happen. So even if Arjuna participates or not participates, Krishna desired something, it is bound to happen. As we see, Mare, Mare Krishna Rakhe Krishna Mare ke. If Krishna desires that someone give up his body, no one can protect that. And if Krishna desires that one has to be saved, no one can harm that person. And we see many instances of it. There's a story of a egg. It was I think an elephant's egg or some bird's egg in the bird's egg, huh? In the battlefield. You know the story, Rashi. Can you share that story? What it is?
Um, there was this bird in the Kurukshetra battlefield that was stuck between the two, somewhere where the armies were fighting. And there's the bird mother. It was not, probably it was her eggs or the young birds that were there. And they would be, at any moment, they could have been stamped by any of the soldiers that were on the battlefield. But she prayed that she needs protection. She prayed to Krishna that she needs protection for herself and her babies. And an elephant that was on the war field had a big bell that was hung on his neck. And he ran towards this the group of birds that were there. And somehow the bell just fell exactly protecting them. And it was there all through the battle. And the entire day, basically, till sunset, and the battle would end then. So they remained protected during the battle, and then they could escape. So that was Krishna's protection for them.
Very nice. Mare Krishna Rakhe Krishna Mare ke. See, Krishna had this vow sort of that Pandavas, no one is going, they won't be at harm. And Krishna protected Arjuna. Huh? In this battle only we see what? Arjuna, was it knowing that Abhimanyu was killed? Arjuna's son was killed in this battle itself, knowing that his son was killed and Jayadratha was involved in it. Was it that Arjuna vowed that, okay, Jayadratha, I'm going to kill you. If I do not kill you tomorrow before sunset, then I will put myself on fire. I will burn myself on fire if I do not kill you by sunset. Now Arjuna, he very abruptly made this vow. He very uh, without thinking much and without consulting Krishna, say he made this big vow that Jayadratha, this is my challenge to you. I'm going to kill you next day before the sunset. And if I do not manage to kill you, then I will put myself on fire. And Krishna was like, okay, I didn't plan for it actually. I didn't perhaps arrange for it. And what? The next day, everyone knows that Arjuna is hunting for Jayadratha. And Jayadratha, they are hiding him. They are giving him full protection, hiding him. They're not letting him come out and moving him here and there. And time is passing by and everyone is like, yes, somehow if we can get Arjuna distracted or we can somehow we have an opportunity to counter attack and knock Arjuna down. And time is passing by and Jayadratha is nowhere to be found. And what happens? They progresses and a point come wherein it is pretty much dark or the sun is set. Hmm? Pretty much dark or the sun has set. And then the all the soldiers on the other side, they come laughingly and a bit mockingly that, oh Arjuna, and mocking him, ridiculing him that you couldn't fulfill your promise and all. And they bring Jayadratha out. He also comes. And come on Arjuna, now you stick to your words, to your promise. Put yourself on fire. And Arjuna prepares for. And what do we see then? Suddenly, not suddenly say, sun coming out. Sun coming out from the clouds, from behind the clouds, sun coming out. So the sun is not set, it's just got, our vision got hid. Sun was behind the clouds and our vision couldn't see it. So, and the sun again reappeared from the clouds and we were able to see. Everyone was able to see. So it was not like sunset. And Jayadratha is there, Arjun is there. And Krishna tells Arjuna, Arjuna, now is your turn. Fulfill your promise. Kill your opponent. He is right in front of you. And they still tried to protect him but couldn't. And Arjuna killed Jayadratha. So the thing is, if Krishna desired, na, nothing can stop. Nothing can stop. So in Krishna consciousness, this is what we see. Uh, time stops. Time stops. When this dialogue was taking on, time had stopped. And Krishna desired. So Sun God, being a devotee of Krishna, being a servant of Krishna, he knew the energy of Krishna, the desire of Krishna, and he hid himself and he appeared. Okay, my master is wanting me, asking me. He appeared. Uh, So, uh, see, in very, very popular say or very famous and very sweet, Ukhal Bandhan Leela, Dam Bandhan Leela, you know, right, Rajshri? So where Krishna, when he was chastised by his mother, disciplined by his mother, and his mom was running after Krishna because he was quite naughty, mischievous, and trying to cut, say, the pastime a bit short. And she was with this mood that I will bind Krishna with rope and I will punish him for the day, discipline him. No sports for him today, no games, no playing, and he has to be bound up by ropes and stand for some time. So this punishment, but Krishna's energy, they are not allowing for him to be bound up. How can they allow? So they are no Krishna's energy. They are not allowing Mother Yashoda to bind him up. uh, but Mother Yashoda is so desperate. She's so desperate. She's so fixed up. And then she prays to Krishna. That she prays to Narayan, that help me Narayan, bind my son. And she's very desperate. So then Krishna's energy, they give in. They pass. They let it happen. So then Krishna becomes bound up. Thing is, who can attain Krishna or who attains Krishna? Krishna is attained by whom? By him or her only whom Krishna wants to meet. Only whosoever. It's not like I want to meet Krishna and then I can make my way through. Only and only if Krishna wants to meet. So भगवान उन्हीं को मिलते हैं जिनसे भगवान स्वयं मिलना चाहते हैं. हाँ? Krishna is attained to them only to whom Krishna wants to meet. A small example, the British Prime Minister. Can I just walk up and go and see him? I may know his Instagram or Twitter. Can just book an appointment and arrange an email or something and just see him. No, not as such. But if he wants to see me, I could well be sitting in Karuna Bhavan. If he wants to see me, he can pick me up the very next day or the very same day. Or so, who attains Krishna? Only them whom Krishna wants to meet. And this is Krishna consciousness. This is japa. This is the practice to invoke that desire amongst us to see Krishna. And when we desire to see Krishna, Krishna desires furthermore to see us. When we start loving Krishna, Krishna loves us furthermore. So the greatest energy, the greatest strong force, power in this world is desire, the will of the Lord. Nothing has ever been bent. Hari Icha Baliyasi, they say. Hari Icha Baliyasi, very powerful, is Hari Icha. The name of God is one thing, Krishna's name. And see, Krishna's words, they are one thing, very powerful, what Krishna is saying. But even more powerful than Krishna's words, his speech, and say his holy name, say, is his desire. His desire. And this is what we want, an entrance into the desire of the or the will of the Lord. For us also, right? We desire something at a very human platform. If I desire to meet someone, I desire to meet him. If I do not desire to meet someone, the person may be sending me messages, or are you available actually tomorrow, day after tomorrow. If I don't want to give him or her some time, I wouldn't. Hmm? The person may want, but I don't desire. So the desire, and this is still on a human platform. And what to speak, Krishna? So whatever Krishna desires, it is surely going to pass. No second thoughts. Whatever Krishna desires. This is why what they say, right? Like, what is the way to make God laugh? The way to make God laugh is by sharing our plan with God, letting God know, God, this is my plan. But I may plan something, I may plan whatever. If Krishna doesn't sanction, if Krishna, it doesn't fit in Krishna's plan, in Krishna's desire, then no, it won't happen. It won't come about. So we ask, like, right, what is more better? I hold Krishna's hand or Krishna holds my hand? Huh? Gopal, what do you say, Gopal? And Puneet, Harsha, others, what is more better? And we have Emilda also joining us actually today from Panama. I hold Krishna's hand or Krishna holds my hand? What is more powerful?
Krishna holding our hands.
Krishna holding
That's
our
the,
hands. Definitely. Huh? Okay, yeah, you were saying something more, Harsha. Huh?
yeah, just that. Yeah, that's the most divine and powerful thing that can happen with us.
Yeah, that's the most divine and powerful thing that can happen with us. Krishna holding our hands. Huh? Because I hold Krishna hand, my hand is grip is not so strong. Huh? My grip is not so strong. And if Krishna holds my hand, then no one can take that away. Na? Krishna has a problem. What? He knows how to hold someone. He doesn't know how to leave someone. No. Krishna doesn't know how to abandon someone. There are many things which Krishna is bereft of. What? Krishna doesn't know what is death. Krishna doesn't know what is sadness or sorrow or moroseness at a mundane platform. Hmm? Krishna doesn't know what is ignorance at a mundane platform. Krishna doesn't know how to get overwhelmed. See, Arjuna is so tremendously overwhelmed in this war, in this Bhagavad Gita dialogue. And very first, when we see, before Krishna starts speaking, okay, this can be a question. Before Krishna starts speaking Bhagavad Gita, what does he do? He smiles before he starts speaking. Arjuna says, bring the chariot in between the. So Krishna smiles. Then Krishna says, what? Uh, mm, And we see, right, in 2.11, Krishna says, asochananvasochastam pragyanvadamscha bhasasa gatasuma gatasunsa na anusochanti pandita. That you are lamenting for what which is not worthy of grief, huh? And you are speaking learned words, sounding like a scholarly person, but you are speaking fool. Huh? And Krishna, when he says this or before he says this, he smiles. He smiles. So before Krishna spoke, he smiled. And in such a tricky, in such a precarious situation, but Krishna is smiling. Krishna can never knows how to get overwhelmed. This is why it is called what? Bhagavad Gita. What does Gita mean? Song, right? Huh? Song. So this is a dialogue sung in a song form. This dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. And we know, when does one sing? When one is in a jolly mood, a happy mood. Huh? Children, when they are happy, jolly, they like to hymn, right? And buzz and sing and all. So Krishna, and the what message Krishna is giving us, doesn't matter howsoever life is tough for anyone. If we have take hold of Krishna, it will be like a sweet song. Krishna will make it into a sweet song if we just connect ourselves with Krishna. But if we do not connect ourselves with Krishna, we'll always find ourselves in a loop of confusion, loop of what is purpose in life, what is aim, loop of obstacles. We'll always find ourselves there. So if we take hold of Krishna, if we take shelter of Krishna, if we chant the holy names of Krishna, then doesn't matter whatever currently I'm going through troubles in life. Krishna will make it a sweet song. If he could do it for Arjuna, why not for us? And our situation is not that dangerous as Arjuna's situation. It's not that uh, say unhealthy as Arjuna's situation, as worrisome as Arjuna's situation. So there are some things which Krishna is also bereft of. He doesn't know how to be overwhelmed. What is ignorance? No, at the mundane platform, he doesn't know uh, what is sadness. No, and likewise, when we also become Krishna consciousness, we wouldn't know what is matter. For Krishna, nothing is matter. Everything is spirit. And for us, it is unfortunately matter is what matters by and large. For Krishna, everything is spirit. This is why wherever Krishna goes, it is spiritual world for him. Wherever Krishna goes. So wherever we go in chanting japa, in doing japa, we can make that space, that Vrindavan space, Vrindavan consciousness, uh, through the study of Bhagavad Gita. uh. So Krishna conscious practice, Krishna made the time stop actually, and we can see time will stop. Many times we have heard, right, in movies only, mainly I feel, oh, when I meet you, when I see you, time stops. We want the time to stop. Sometimes, like in plays, some games and all, time stops. But through the practice of Krishna consciousness, essentially reading, hearing, chanting, we can see, okay, time wanting to stop or time coming to a still, stand still. And again, see, for us, it is like past, present, and future. Do you think for Krishna it is past, present, and future? For Krishna, it is not past, present, and future. For Krishna, everything is now only in the current state. But because my consciousness cannot tap into or stay for long duration in just now, so and I need it. I definitely need this past, present, and future. Otherwise, I will go bonkers. Otherwise, I will go in pure depression if I cannot see the duality, night and daytime, and past, present, future. So the most powerful energy force in this universe is the will of the Lord, the desire. Hari Icha Baliyasi. Nothing can overrule that. And the whole practice, the purpose in Krishna consciousness is how can I um, come across in Krishna's desire? Krishna has a plan for all of us. How can I just make myself available, say, in Krishna's plan? Uh, Krishna surely has some desire from us as well, some expectation. How can I understand that desire? Uh, and shape my life to fulfill the desire of Krishna, then life becomes way more worth living altogether. So if God desires, then nothing can help it, nothing can stop it. And many occasions we have seen uh, Krishna desired, so be it. It has to come to pass. Krishna's energies, they can never let like Krishna's desire not come through. Krishna is Bhakt Vatsal, na? And his energies, they know this. So they know the heart and the mood and the desire of Krishna and they make it happen. In Vrindavan, Krishna forgets, Krishna doesn't know. Yogamaya does such arrangement that Krishna doesn't remember that I am God. I'm the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Yogamaya does all this arrangement to cater to the joy of Krishna. Even Yashoda mother running is behind with sticks in hand, running behind Krishna to discipline him. That is also meant to cater to the joy of Krishna. So Krishna, otherwise see if Krishna is always knowing that I am God, how can he get overwhelmed? How can he have that joy, rasa? No, he cannot have that. So the Yogamaya does all these arrangements to enhance the joy of Krishna and his pure devotees. And when we try to understand the heart of Krishna, the desire of Krishna, that is the ultimate thing, na? To understand someone's heart, to understand someone's desire. So when we understand the heart and desire of Krishna, Brajvasis, his pure devotees, then we would want to make a room in Krishna's heart, in his desire, and that is the ultimate success of life. Okay, any thoughts, questions, or comments? Very nice. So, kind of similar question or slightly different as well. Maybe we take it as two questions. One is how, same question. Okay, so question being how to understand Krishna's desire. What is what 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 Krishna desires from us? That is the question. So, what Krishna desires from us? What is Krishna's expectation from us? What does Krishna desire? And how to understand that am I actually fitting in that desire? Am I allowed? Maybe we'll take it in two parts, I think. So, firstly, is to what is Krishna's expectation or desire from us? So, Bhagavad Gita, the whole of Bhagavad Gita study can be understood through two shlokas. Through two shlokas, That's 934. Man mana bhav mad bhakto madhyajimam namaskuru. Krishna says, become four things he says, right? That become my devotee, worship me, offer your homage to me, pay your obeisances to me. And through heart, mind, man say, through heart. uh. So that is what Krishna's is expectation from us. That we always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. And then what Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Saranam Braja. That completely loyal, chaste, devote to Krishna. Uh, Sarva Dharman Parityajya. Now it's very interesting. Sarva Dharman, abandon all varieties of religion, means that is not to the abandon anything that is not for meant for the ultimate achievement of the soul proper. So anything which is a blockage in the ultimate achievement of soul proper has to be given up. And what is the achievement of the soul proper? The attainment, pure love for Krishna, unconditional, unmotivated love for Krishna. So this is sort of Krishna's expectations from us, by and large. Hmm? And how do we channelize? How do we understand this expectation in devotee association? Coming in devotee association under disciplic succession, Guru Parampara. eh, Preparing myself to take initiation, and then please spiritual master who is a customized external manifestation of Krishna himself, subjective customized external manifestation of Krishna himself for me. Krishna himself appearing as Archa Vigraha, he appears in the holy name, he appears in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, he is in the Dham. Then he manifests or appears in the form of spiritual master Chaitya Guru. So many places. And see, in terms of again, what is Krishna's expectation from us? In Bhagavatam, we see 11:9, 28, 29, when Shishtva Purani Vividhani Ajay Saktya. Lord Brahma, he did the creation, Srishti Leela, as part of Krishna's desire. He did Srishti Leela. So he created many beings, reptiles, birds, uh, water bodies, animal bodies, and all. But the Lord was not pleased. But Tester Atushta Hridayam Vidaya. He was not pleased. The Lord was not pleased. But then when Brahma created human, then Krishna was very pleased. Wow, you have made someone in my image. hmm, and that now someone can come after me. So Krishna expects us to uh, chase after him, to inquire about him. Before we give up, before the fan or the light of my life goes off, I should fully channelize my energies in knowing Krishna, in running after Krishna, in attaining after Krishna. That is what Krishna expects from us. Turnam yateta na patet anumrityu yavat nishreyashaya vishaya kalu sarvata syat. Before I give up, before my time is up, I should utilize each and every energy I have in my chase towards Krishna. So some shlokas maybe check for your references later on. 11, 9, 28, 29, and then 1, 5, 18 is also very good. So Krishna, what does he expects from us? He expects us to find our resolve, our shelter in Krishna consciousness, and even more, he expects, kind of desires us that we play a role. We play a role in his eternal pastimes, in his eternal engagement. That is what Krishna desires. Hmm. Not just that you are not this body, you are a spirit soul. No, not just that you come to doing 4 rounds or 16 rounds. See, it is not the quantity, it is the emotion, it is the love, it is the sentiments. In English, it is called International Society for Krishna Consciousness, and in Hindi, Krishna Bhavnamrit, Antarashtriya Sangh Krishna Bhavnamrit. So bhakti is what? With bhav only. Without bhav, there is no bhakti. Without emotion, without love, there is no bhakti. And bhakti also what? Bhakti resides in the heart of the living entity, in the consciousness, uh, in the heart, and which is like out of bhav, love. So that is what Krishna expects, wants from us. And how to know that am I aligned? Then I can see through my words, speech, mind, lifestyle, everything, how loyal, chaste, say am I. And one thing is how happy am I in life? That is one factor how I can see am I aligned. How is it my devotee relationship? That is a very strong way. How do I interact and with devotees, and how much friendly I find myself, open, clear with devotees, say, and the devotee relationship will speak about a lot, uh, that am I properly aligned or not. So something on those lines, when I take further more devotee association and reveal my heart and mind more and more, and when I appreciate devotee association and I want to further go on initiation and furthermore dedicate myself fully. Does that somewhat? Uh,
Taking initiation is essential to understand Krishna's plan.
well, the short answer is yes. It is essential. And also initiation, taking initiation, what it is it is much better when it comes as a revelation in the heart. There could be some push, some encouragement, something, but it is by and large it has to be a revelation in the heart rather than getting carried away or swayed away. And short answer is yes, it is very essential to attain or understand Krishna. Then we connect ourselves with the parampara, and each parampara has a mood. The acharyas, they carry a mood. Bhajan is done with a mood, no? It is not like just casual or something. It is very deep, very, very deep. So done with the mood. Now to understand the mood, I have to come under the care and shelter of someone for that mood to be rubbed upon me.
I just have another question that it said that once we are initiated or we are associating ourselves with the Guru Parampara, they're bound to help us through as we pass through different lifetimes. I've heard this from somewhere. So it's very much possible that I have been associated with other Guru Paramparas from my previous lives. And still those acharyas are helping me out. So what is the point of switching Guru Parampara in this lifetime and taking initiation from a different Guru now?
Very nice question. Yeah, very nice question. So just briefly say on the requirement or the importance of taking initiation. Why is it so essential? Say just like in general settings also we find, right? In order for one to one has done some study and all, some study in some school, college, uni, but what is the purpose? He wants to engage in practical life then, right? Outside of his study, then go and work. And when one works, he takes some training and guidance under someone, say internship or some vocational training and guidance. And then the immediate manager, when he signs off, then the CEO of the company has no problem. Yes, accepted, full-time employee, and you work like that. And then he is properly backed up by all the company policies and everything. So on those lines, when spiritual master guru is one, like say one personality with whom I have no fault, it's very dangerous. Again, on those lines of non-envious or respect, not hating someone, not finding fault with someone. Wow, that's a tremendous, very, very, very elevated stage actually. Can I find one person in this world with whom I have no fault, in whom I see no fault? In whom I see, and it's not like a blind spot, giving a blind spot. No, through shastric references, through scriptural references and all, through scriptural study and understanding, I find no fault in that person. So that is, then Krishna knows, okay, if you can love, adore, love, uh, develop such attachment and find no fault in this one person, then you can handle me as well. If you can handle just one person with no fault, you can handle me as well. Now this thing of guru, guru is Sadguru only, Shashwat Guru, the principle. uh, that principle has to be understood. That my guru is my Sadguru, is my eternal shelter, eternal master, guiding me. Now, for us, question being, well, Guru, Sadguru is guiding me eternally, say Acharyas are helping me out, Mahat Purush, pure devotees, they are helping me out. So, in this life, if I've been in some parampara, say other parampara previously. Now there are different paramparas, but the mission and the purpose and the principle and the aim of all paramparas is one only. Again, unconditional, unmotivated love towards Krishna. Parampara could be a bit different, but the aim and objective is one only. And so far, pakka ghada, pot, a, a pot. Now, so far, I have not become refined myself to be like a pakka ghada, like a pakka pot, a proper clay pot. A potter, when he makes pot, there's like, uh, how to say, if it is still a bit liquid, say, or something like that, it can be given more bent and folded and shape and all. So this is what we there's no bigger shock that I was a devotee in previous life, we were devotees in previous life. Yeah, why not? And in the life before as well, why not? But we never managed to make it all the way through. huh? And now is an opportunity, taking some shelter and guidance, then I can make it all the way through. And what is that all the way through? Find my identity, spiritual identity, my spiritual mood, spiritual bhav, spiritual engagement. Service is very, uh, it's a very inner service. It's a very core service. It's a very uh, intimate service. especially service of Radha and Krishna. It's the highest intimate service. So finding my role in that service, है ना, निकुंज योनो रतिकेली सिद्ध है यायाली भी युक्तिरपेक्षणीया. So we sing this in Guru Ashtakam. The spiritual master is what? In Nikunja, in groves, in the groves of Vrindavan, he is assisting the gopis as one of the manjaris. He is assisting the gopis in the various loving pastimes of Radha Krishna, uniting Radha and Krishna. Ours is a Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, the mood of serving Radha Krishna in union, in uniting, making all arrangements and facilities. How can I assist them? So this is what, like, when I take more shelter and guidance and shelter, then I need to one needs to understand his sambandh with his Guru Maharaj, the sort of relationship I have with my Guru Maharaj, say, then my spiritual relationship will be revived or come about. And that is the thing. Then finally come to a becoming a Pakka Gada, like Hanuman. Lord Hanuman, we see in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he is a devout devotee of Lord Ram, not of Krishna. And there have been instances Hanuman told, okay, be a devotee of Krishna. Look, this is better in Krishna. Look, that, but he could not. No, he's sold out. He's completely sold out. The Dwarka Vasis, they are sold out to Dwarkadish. Krishna's wives, Mahishiyas, they are sold out to Krishna in Dwarka Bhav. So they worship Krishna in Dwarka Bhav. The Vaikuntha Vasis, they are sold out to Lord Narayan Vishnu in Vaikuntha Bhav. And we have an opportunity to become either Dwarkavasi or Vaikunthavasi, Saketvasi or Brajvasis. Yeah, that opportunity is there, and the parampara is there to facilitate. So it is finding one's mood is very, very, again, a very elevated thing, and it can be revealed through bhajan, through good japa, through prayers, through good association. It is all causeless mercy, and we need to cry out for it. So bhakti is anything but casual, anything but casual. And this is what the Guru Parampara helps us to connect to the Parampara. It is very essential to understand the mood of the Parampara, come into that mood, do bhajan with that mood, and ultimately aim. In bhajan, two important things: my spiritual identity, spiritual form, that should be the meditation, and my spiritual service, seva. Whenever we discuss any pastime, I should be thinking of service also, my seva in that pastime. How would I want to serve the divine couple? है ना? Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugal Kishore, है ना? Kalindir Kule Keli Kadambe Ravana Ratna Bedira Upar Boshabo Dujana. Srila Narottam Das Thakur sings this prayer that Kalindi Kule, na Kalindi Yamuna river, on the banks of Yamuna, I'll make the divine couple sit on a swing with ornaments garlanded with flowers and all, and I will give them a good swing and the big cool breeze and everything. So essentially, what is my spiritual identity and my spiritual mood and my spiritual service? That has to be, and this is what the Guru Parampara or taking Guru Padashray helps. And my spiritual master is my eternal spiritual master. That Sadguru, that principle has to be understood. Does that somewhat answer your question? Yeah, very nice question. So bhajan is not never casual. It should not be like, see, otherwise we may hung up with this world. Actually, tell you, it runs or works a lot on acronyms or full forms or abbreviations. You know? Everywhere we find some terminologies like this way of saying in British culture, right? Like so many words are being used, like. Uh, Spaced out this that, so in different culture, different languages. Now those who are in corporate works, they use some particular words. Likewise, in spiritual organization institutions, there are some particular words and jargons and terminologies used and all. So it is not just casual that, okay, I've learned, and I know for half 4 they do Mangal Aarti, then this and that and all. The more we understand the spirit, the more we understand the essence, the bhav, the mood, and we bring ourselves to it. Okay, any other thoughts, questions, or comments? So yeah, uh, it is very important to prepare oneself for initiation. One need not rush for it, but one need not just procrastinate or delay or something. And it has to, it is nice if it is a revelation of the heart, and prayers are very, very important in it. Uh, So just on this respect also say that not envious is good and be respectful. Means another way can I say of being respectful is not finding fault. See, finding fault is also interesting. Seeing fault, is it good or bad to see faults in other? There's slightly difference in my understanding. Seeing fault and finding fault. There's some difference. Huh? And is it okay, permissible, or good to see faults in others? Yeah, sometimes if I'm authorized, if it's my job, like if I've been put in the into looking after some ashram or some devotees in some sense or something, then it is uh, with management you have to see things with two eyes, one good eye, one bad eye. One just cannot do management if it's one is seeing just with good eye or just bad eye. No, both the eyes. One has to be practical. So in many a sense, yes, seeing fault is good. It is fine. It is okay. But like, how do I say? Seeing fault or maybe finding fault is a bit more advanced. Say finding fault or looking into faults. But observing, say, seeing faults is fine. But not getting uh, agitated or not finding fault in the personality, in the soul proper with that fault, not uh, say putting him off, putting him down. That is something which should be not entertained. Yes, yes, but then again, fault is a reflection of something faulty in me, true. But something need not be faulty in me. But yet, if I am, again, if I'm authorized, if I'm in a position that I've been given this service to look after someone, then I should genuinely be observing. But that observation should be like a bit of a in a detached sense. It should not have my personal egoistic anywhere involved to it. Uh, So that way is like seeing fault is one thing, but to discard or to egoistically put the person down or that is another thing. As it says in Bible, right? Hate the sin, but not the sinner. So that sense, yeah, hate the sin, but not the sinner. And especially with elevated personalities, the more I can reduce on my fault finding or seeing faults or just contemplating on faults, the more respect I can have. And if I somehow fall in this fault finding tendency, then wherever I see, I will see fault only. And every time I will be seeing fault only. So the best way to come out of fault finding tendency is start giving respect to others. When we start acknowledging and respecting others, we'll find lots and lots of peace and encouragement. Okay, I think we give it a rest here. Uh, Thank you very much for your encouragement and participation. And yeah, this is my thought. The based on like the greatest force, energy, power in this world is the desire of the Lord, the will of the Lord. Hari Ichha Valiyasi. And yes, Hare Krishna. So we continue maybe tomorrow. Hare Krishna.